Hello everyone. Our group's topic is emergency response to the Yirkala cyclone disaster. To effectively address this issue, we will divide our presentation into 4 key parts. First, we will explore the physics geographic environment. Next, we will analyze the inhabitants. Then we will move on to the solutions. Finally, we will conclude with our secondary research and methodology. Okay, let's move on the first part. Yirkala is a small Aboriginal community located in East Hamland, Northern Territory, Australia. We can see the second picture, which is with a population of approximately 700 to 1,000 people. The community is mainly composed of Yolngu people. The nearest major city is Nurlumbee, 18 kilometers away, which provides basic services and infrastructure. However, we can see the last picture, Yirkala is approximately 700 kilometers away from larger cities such as Darwin. This geographical isolation exacerbates the difficulty of the community in obtaining emergency assistance during severe weather. Yirkala has flat terrain, but is vulnerable to sea level rise and storm surges. Therefore, it is particularly important to design drainage systems to prevent water accumulation during rainy season. Roads and paths should avoid areas where water is likely to accumulate to ensure smooth traffic and reduce inconvenience caused by flooding. This diagram shows strategies to mitigate flooding by evaluating building foundations and optimizing drainage systems. The 3D model illustrates how inlet and outfalls in low-lying areas prevent water accumulation, reducing the flooding impact on infrastructure. The map and diagrams show how rainwater is directed through the community, with soil infiltration helping to reduce water pressure. Rainwater is efficiently diverted to safer areas. In conclusion, designs should maximize natural light, incorporate shading for heat and raise foundations with drainage system to ensure water flow during the rainy season, enhancing Yirkala's resilience against extreme weather. Then let's move on to climate analysis. Yirkala is located in the tropical savanna climate zone with a rainy season and a dry season throughout the year. The rainy season runs from November to April and is often accompanied by heavy rainfall, tropical cyclone and floods, while the dry season runs from May to October and is dominated by dryness and heat. According to the rainfall and temperature charts, rainfall in some years, such as the 1970s and 2000, was particularly high, exceeding 900 mm, showing the intensity of the rainy season. At the same time, since 1990, the temperature has gradually risen and the dry season has become increasingly hot and dry. These climatic conditions have significantly impacted the residents of Yirkala. For example, tropical cyclone Lamu caused widespread damage during the rainy season, leading to power and communication outages. This left residents without timely emergency information, particularly critical in Yirkala's geographically isolated community, which made external rescue efforts more difficult. Strong winds, heavy rains, and flooding renders many houses uninhabitable and damage infrastructure, especially roads which were blocked, delaying relief supplies and rescue operations. These challenges also put forward design requirements, such as use of wind barrier structures, buildings made of reinforced materials. A raised slab foundation allows the level of the floor, ensuring smooth transportation in emergencies to cope with possible cyclone and floods in the future. To address climate challenges, design solutions should include evaluating building foundations to prevent flooding and using reinforced materials for roofs and exterior walls to resist cyclones, strong winds, and heavy rains. Strong barriers can also be added to slow wind speeds and to protect communities from direct impacts. Given Yirkala's flat terrain and vulnerability to storm surge, raising foundation reduces water damage. While well-ventilated structure improve comfort in hot, humid conditions, especially as temperature rise during the dry season. Then let's move on to the next part, ecological analysis. The vegetation in the area mainly includes eucalyptus, grasslands, and mangroves, and animal species include kangaroos, reptiles, and marine life. Large trees can become a hazard during cyclones, so they should be kept away from buildings. Mangroves can act as natural windbreaks and help control erosion. The design proposal suggests using local plants in landscaping to reduce wind damage and provide natural protection. Additionally, installing fences or evaluated walkways can minimize human-animal conflicts and safeguard local wildlife habitats. These measures not only enhance the ecological environment, but also increase community safety and silence during natural disaster. An example is the Eco-Link at BKE, a wildlife overpass built in Southeast Asia, which protects animals while reducing wind damage and providing a natural barrier.
In this part, I will discuss about habitats in Yirkala. Let's talk about cultural value. Yirkala is home to the huge people. They good at song, dance, art, and ceremony. This clan can be divided into duan and heritage, each for 8 clans. Okay, let's talk about their art. In all the work, not only they use their original materials, but also color. This painting is about mango hunting and they met a big wave. After difficult days, they crossed the rivers and so many stars as symbol of their ancestors had come over. So, in this part, I can conclude the keyword ancestor. Next painting is about artist's mother, Gumachi family, reimagining the spiritual and physical attributes of scale totems, places, and Gumachi fire. She used blue for ancestral memory and traditional York stories. So, I can conclude memory and tradition as the keywords. The next is Larikajit, symbol of the grief and times of mourning. And the next is also they use bombs of the deceased, that symbol of recognize and celebrate their ancestors and old knowledge systems, as well as provide a canvas for the scale designs of each of the many large clans. So the keywords of this part is footnote. In this part, I have to draw a graph about every colors. As we can see in the left, there have a wagon, that symbol of the ancestors, spirit man, woman, totem, which can produce the landscape and seascape, as well as the language, lore, painting, song, dance, ceremony, creation, story. Wow, there are so many elements, yeah, which can produce the Dashikari. This is the foundation of a huge individual, a symbol of food and footprint. It can also be it can also symbol of existence. On the other hand, it has symbol of wagon essence. It can produce a spirit child, which can enter mother womb and then there are new baby were born up. Yes, I think the most important in this part is wagons and other language lore painting and yes, that elements. So I consider about what's the most important behind this keyword. I think that is their land. They love their land. The next one, political attitudes. What's that? Yes, it is bark painting pensions, and it has a famous history behind it. Bark painting pensions is symbol of the history of protecting their land and national equality. Yeah, these here is a symbol of the most important things in pension. Next one is crutch panel. It is a kind of scarce designs. Talk about jewelry and character, reflecting traditional Yirkala designs, trace the genius and ancestral being across huge lands. So, this painting of the pianos was the first significant land rights settlement document. There have the two important keywords, religion and sovereignty. So, based on that two important fields, we can conclude that equality and the rights they are noticed about and attract great importance too. Because they want to protect their land.
To address the threats posed by the colonies and extreme weather, the Yirkala community and the government have implemented several measures. In fact, after the colony, various organizations applied for aid from indigenous communities. The Yolngu communities in the Northern Territory, as well as national institutions such as the federal and state government. In comparison, I examined the so-called support provided by different levels of authority. The Australian government offers additional support, including government helplines and basic health policy opinions. Building upgrades are handled by the National Indigenous Australians Agency, which is primarily responsible for the post-disaster reconstruction and relocation. You can see photos of some rebuilt homes on the right, located on the east coast of the Gulf Peninsula in the Ocean Land, about 18 kilometers south of Nuremberg. And the smaller scale post-disaster reconstructions is managed by the Northern Territory government. Temporary emergency shelters such as tents were provided to residents to ensure their safety in such extreme weather or following major disasters. The Northern Territory government set up designed emergency shelters in communities like Darwin, Catherine, and Alice Springs. For individuals or families seeking refuge would be host. The Australian government also has an independent meteorological warning system. Through various media outlets such as TVA and radio broadcast, this advanced meteorological warning system is accessed via APIs, ensuring that the residents receive the latest information about the colony's movement. This allows them to take appropriate protective measures, such as evacuating dangerous areas and stockpiling emergency supplies. This system is capable of controlling monitoring the changes in colonies. For example, tropical colony Strasbourg, which hit northern Queensland in December 2023, was only a Category 2 system when it reached land, but showed many of the characters have been warned to expand of the colonies as the world warms. It was very early for colony during an EI Nero event. Moved slowly, lasts a long time, and brought extraordinary amounts of the rainfall, leaving many communities stunned by flood waters. In my personal view, the support provided by the central government, economic and technology platforms, and the local government resource effort are largely complementary.
I will present a cyclone emergency response design with a focus on the Yirkala community. My presentation will cover the framework research, precedent research, potential impact, and the methodology. The first part is the framework. Emergency response design relies on various frameworks developed across the world. A few notable examples include the National Disaster Risk Reduction Framework, which aims to reduce disaster risks, improve the resilience, and build the capacity of communities, and the Queensland Tropical Cyclone Preparedness Guide, which illustrate how to prepare for the severe wind hazard and offer strategies, and the Australian Disaster Preparedness Framework, which emphasizes both jurisdictional and national coordination. The second part is precedent research. Several successful product design provide critical lessons for emergency response. The left straw is a personal water filter for emergencies. The Lumi 8 solar light is a solar-powered pike-flight lantern designed for extreme conditions. The IKEA Spider shelter is a modular flat pike shelter that can be easily assembled without tools. The Shigeluban's paper log houses is made from paper tubes is also easy to assemble. And the NASA's space blankets is used as an insulator in a wide range of applications. And this lightweight and durable protective vest used by the first responders and the military personnel. In some cases, symbols can save lives in emergencies. The MSD provides widely useful medical information. The Samaritan crisis can provide various support to help people in need. The third part is the potential impact. The Yirkala community faces unique challenges when it comes to the disaster preparedness and response. The severity is increasing due to the sea level growth, and the other factors include the culture and faith, colonial practice, housing, high level of poverty, and the lack of partnership, disaster preparedness, and the construction problem of emergency response system. I believe the coordination can deal with these issues from the construction, investment, communication, and organization. The fourth part is the methodology. Our group chose the community-based disaster coordination framework for effective disaster preparedness and response as the base to evaluate its effect on responding to cyclone in the Yirkala community. This cycle comprises information input, plan, implementation, evaluation, and optimization. Such an approach divides emergency response planning into four dimensions: information transfer, organizational structure, resource requirements, and response capability. There are some benefits and drawbacks. And the solution lies in fostering the community-based disaster coordination framework, which integrate local indigenous knowledge and practice with modern emergency management. Therefore, I optimize this framework to make it suitable for cyclone responding. By optimizing the disaster response framework through community involvement, cultural sensitive design, and improved infrastructure, we can create a more resilient emergency response system for Yirkala and similar communities. My concept is proposed to be a device which can integrate into local Aboriginal people's life. During the normal time, it can be a part of the residents' life. But when the cyclone approaching, this device in the public area can be distributed to residents, thus people can get access to emergency response resources in time. This is the end of our presentation. This is the reference list of our group. Thank you for listening.